Welcome back to the shop. I'm Jason, and this is the steering wheel in my 2006 Chevrolet Silverado. This is Project Street Queen, and today she's gonna get a much needed update. You see, that torn, tattered, and worn out wheel is gonna get replaced with a slightly less beat up wheel that I got at the junkyard. So you can't buy these wheels new anymore, so you gotta try to find one that's in somewhat decent shape. And this one has all of the fabric, leather, pleather, whatever it is, still on it. It's disgusting because the Tahoe I took it out of was open and full of dirt. So we're gonna start by cleaning this up, but moreover, let me show you what we're gonna be putting on here. MeWant reached out and they said that they wanted to send me one of their custom steering wheel cover kits, and I decided to option it exactly the way I would want it. On the bottom and on the top, we're gonna have smooth leather, and on the side, perforated. I didn't do any special stitching or special lines or carbon fiber or anything like that. I'm gonna keep it nice and simple. In the box, we have some instructions, our new leather cover, our thread, some tools, some tape, and we're ready to go. You can see the leather cover all put together for me. It even has my name on it. It says to Jason right there, because they put them together for each order, specifically the way you want it, with the different patterns, the different threads, the center ring up at the top, or whatever it is you might need. Now, obviously, we can't put this beautiful piece of leather on this nasty old wheel, so I'm gonna be using a steam cleaner first to try and get it as clean as possible. That way we have a good base, and we're gonna do a little bit of touch up on all of this worn out plastic on the side and see if we can't make this whole thing look a bit better. To touch up the rubber, plasticky stuff on the side that's the kind of fake leather, I'm gonna be using some SEM Color coat. I've used this on my BMWs to match the satin black interior, and it's turned out really nicely. I ordered up a can of very dark pewter, which hopefully this kind of super dark gray is gonna match really well, because that's technically the color that these things are. So assuming it's clean enough, it's prepped well enough, this is gonna make it look darn near right. I'm not gonna say brand new or perfect, but right. It is still a truck with 430,000 miles on it. And I'll be using it to do dirty, grimy things with my big mitts, and, well, hopefully this new wheel cover lasts a long time. The bottom of this wheel is pretty darn gross, just in general. So let's start with just some simple green. I probably don't want to spray that stuff in my face. And a towel to see what's coming off of here. After I brought this home from the junkyard, I just threw it on my parts rack over here and I didn't do anything with it. And just right off the bat, that's gonna make it a lot nicer. You can see it turn this towel kind of bluish or brownish black right away. So this steam cleaner, I think this is gonna be where it's at. Yep, that's making a nice difference. Still gonna have to scrape some of this stuff, I think. Well, maybe not. Ultimately, what we want is we want our wheel as clean as possible, but we also want to make sure that there aren't any lumps or bumps and whatnot on here that you're gonna be able to feel through your new cover. So trying to smooth this out, that's ultimately what we're trying to do. Plus the restorative process here of the rest of the wheel. We want nice and chemical, dirt, and oil free so that our paint's gonna stick. All right, here's how our paint job turned out. You can see these guys look much smoother now. Really what I was going for was in these corners. I wanted this to feel smooth, so I laid the paint in there pretty heavy after sanding with the 1500 grit, and it came out super duper nice. What I wanted was to be able to put my hand on the steering wheel and kind of have it feel good, you know, with your thumb in there. So what we've gone ahead and done is we mounted our steering wheel to my work table here with just one of the table dogs that it came with. This guy's off to the side, so now we can try to start to wrap it. Inside our cover, they mark it with an F and a B. This is gonna be the front side of the steering wheel and the back side of your steering wheel. So you will have to figure out which side is your top. I chose the perforated sides, and I already marked the top because I spent some time playing with it to see where I was going to be able to tuck these edges. Now what we got to do is we got to try to line this up in the middle, which maybe I'm going to mark it because we want our sides, or I could line it up this way. That probably makes more sense. We want our sides to be able to wrap around right here and tuck cleanly into our trim. So maybe if I just start with that edge right there, that looks about like where we want it. So we'll hold that tight. We'll kind of work our way around. So I'm just kind of working it around carefully because I don't want to damage our cover. I want it to slide on. It's a very tight fit, which is great. So now what we need to do is double check that we're lined up, and it looks like I need to rotate the whole cover just a little bit. Man, that's gonna feel great. Give that a feel, Judah.
That's gonna look good too.
It's gonna look good, feel good. I went really simple. I went with black stitching and black thread so that it's just very simple, basic, will look good on the truck.
There's most definitely a steep learning curve when it comes to figuring out how to do this. And more than once, I wound up pulling that string through my loop in the wrong direction, and I had to go back and pull it out and figure it out. Ultimately, what you want to do here is you want to keep tension on your string as you're pulling through to help keep those seams together. Now, this is a great here's what I did video. MeWant shows very in-depth on their website how to do this for your specific application, so you might want to take a look at that, but more so, let me get into a little bit of detail here in a minute.
All right, so we've come up to an intersection here around one of the spokes, and one of the ways to finish off your string is to tie it back and push this loop down, but I have not successfully been able to do that up to this point. So here's what I decided to do, is if I take the string and I keep the tension on it, I can try to actually push it back and underneath and then into the spoke. And then on this side, what I'm gonna do is just cut it and burn it right here so that it creates its own little knot and it keeps the tension over here. So we'll use our little pusher tool to try to gently work this back and underneath our other piece of leather there. And I've already got it on this side, so we can go through like this and just force it down gently like that. And it stuffs it underneath, and then we can come back and push our leather with it to lock it into place. There's our string right there. And then once we can get our corners tucked, you really want to be careful pushing like this between the leather. It's best to try to get it from this side and run it down in there so that you don't tear it. But as you can see, by doing it this way, we're able to keep the tension in this corner and still pull across and get everybody tucked. So I'm going to continue just working both sides here, and then I'll show you exactly how we did all of this on this top section. So now with this really long section, what we want to try to do is work our way all the way around and double check that our seam is lining up. And then what I did in each one of these sections is on both of the small sections, I went ahead and just put two-sided tape right on the seam. And then on the longer section, I put two-sided tape on both corners to help hold it in place. And this is the tape that came with our kit. We've got a ton of tape left, so I'm going to do the whole top side here so that I can try to make sure we get a good solid stick. And I'm going to do it in little sections so that I can peel it a little bit at a time. Where I'm putting it is just far enough in past the factory seam that I'm going to get good adhesion, and I'm going to get it away so that you can't see anything through any potential gaps in there. So I'll go ahead and just get all this in here, and then we'll go ahead and start our next line of thread. All right, so you can see we've got tape all along the edge here. I think up top, you know, where you're gangster leaning and you're ripping on that steering wheel, or you're using it to pull yourself in and out of the car, that's where I want the most adhesion. I really don't want this to feel like it's gonna move around, though these areas feel super duper stable. Give that a feel, Judah. What do you think?
Yep, my hands are just gonna slip.
There, that's not going anywhere. But regardless, I think that that's a great way of going about it, and I still have a bunch more tape. I probably could have used way more than that. I started using my first little bundle of string, and I'm gonna move on to the next one for this section. The way that I measured out each section was I went the length of the section, and then I multiplied that by 4, plus just a little bit more. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. I'll do the length of the section, and I'm gonna go probably 5 times this time, because we have plenty of string, and the last thing you want to do is run out. How many times was that so far, Judah?
4.
Okay, there's 5 right there. So we'll go ahead and pull a little extra, give her a chop. Now we're going to put a knot on the end so that we can pull through our cover and lock it in place. Now, I do not know how to tie knots, so best of luck to you. But what I'm doing is I'm taking it and I'm double looping, going around, and I'm pulling it back through. And I'm trying to pull the knot out towards the end. As you can see, that didn't work very well. And then I'll add one more loop or 2 to that so that the knot will hold steady. Okay, and with it like that, we're gonna cut the end. We're gonna singe it just a little bit so that it won't pull apart, and we'll have no extra string hanging off. Now, so I can see, I've got my Dollar Tree readers. Y'all are probably a lot younger than I am, so you don't need these. This one's going to be a fair bit more difficult to wrap because we have to pull this string through every single thread piece. So the patience level that you need here, like you might want to be halfway through a 6-pack before you get to this side, because you'll be a lot calmer that way. And then to get us started, we're going to go through the back side from the inside out. We have to try to find where our thread goes through already. So we're going to pull through. Holy moly, this is going to be a zoo.
You did way too much string.
I may have done way too much string. Then on the back side, we're going to go through our loop to come around to the front. So through our loop. Oh boy, this might have been way too much. It's gonna be problematic, maybe. I was finding the string kept trying to tie itself into knots on some of my other ones. Okay, so we're gonna want to pull our tape right here. And the goal here is to try and get our seam lined up in the middle, like so. And then we'll pull around the top side so that the two line up nicely. And then we'll start to tighten, and then we'll tuck right there. We'll go through there. You can see it kind of pulling those little knots. Pull across, and then we're going to go through our next loop. And then we're going to do this about 300 more times.
Probably more than that.
Across the whole face here. But we'll get this one started. The trick is to try to keep tension on it, like we're doing here. And what I'm going to do is, while I have this tension, I'm going to start tucking it underneath, because that will hold the two ends together. And I did notice on my wheel that all this paintwork that we did is kind of cracking just a little bit, because we're having to massage this plastic quite a bit. But it still looks way better than the jacked up plastic that was here before. And I wound up grabbing a different pry bar tool that was a little more rigid with a softer edge on it, so that I wasn't going to be damaging the cover. You can see we just got to work it in nice and slow and peel the rubber back up over the top. You can see it's wearing just a little bit of that paint. If I had an airbrush gun,
I could come back in here and really touch that up nicely, but I do not. All right, here we are at the end of this top section. This section here, what that time lapse was an hour and 45 minutes to get all the way across there. So much so that the bowling ball of my head wanted to fall off and Judah had to take over and then I had to take over. And now we're to our last thread right here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through and then through the other side, burn it and tuck it. So we have the one loop left. You got to be really careful with this thread because you can see we had a little bit too much, but what happens is, what happens is as you're pulling it through, it wants to knot up. And if you get those knots too tight, you're starting over, which is a real bummer. Having a helper to do this will simplify your life and it will keep you from...
Drinking 5 6-packs.
Uh-oh, did we go around?
Oh, dang.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and just cut this. It'll keep you from throwing the steering wheel across the shop. That's probably the best way to put this, because otherwise it could get quite frustrating. Now, should we try to knot it again? Because how are we?
We haven't gotten any of those.
We haven't gotten any of the knots to work. Yeah.
So here, I think.
What if we?
Here, I'm gonna grab.
No. What if we pull over again and I tuck it in there? All right, it's tucking in there real nice. Oh yeah, that works. That totally works. All right, well, we got it. You can see our edges. This old plastic rubber material, it doesn't hold up very well, and we got to really force that thing under there, but wow, does this not look freaking fantastic. There are a couple of things to note. This was our first seam here, and it's okay, but as we went around, it just got better and better. And you can see this seam here, that might have actually been our first seam, I don't know. It's just a little bit wide. But this top seam, that was the one we focused the most on, and we took our time, nearly 2 hours. And holy moly, it's gonna be like driving a new truck again. I'm so excited about this. So we've got a couple 100 miles on the wheel already. It feels good, it looks good, it really makes the truck seem a lot newer. All the little improvements that we're doing in here, whether it's the dash or the radio or the steering wheel now, man, does it make this so much nicer of a space to be in. I've got a link down below if you're looking to rewrap your steering wheel and make yours look great like mine. Take a look at that. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, join the channel, and drop a comment down below. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.